Hey, Marni. We were just talking about prices and the increase in the competitive buyer market and mindset. And these buyers, just the mindset of a buyer right now. And so I just wanted to hit record because I think this is super important information. So, you were pulling up charts and I was just floored by the numbers. So
Yeah.
why don't you kind of go through some of your charts and tell us what it takes to be a buyer right now in this uber competitive market?
Yeah, thanks, Shannon. So we were just looking at some of these charts and specifically for one of my buyers I'm working with right now in the Denver market. So these charts through Colorado Home Realty, thank you guys. Thank you, Greg Eckler, for making these charts available to us. But if we can look, I'm just looking at one for an average monthly price, what's going on in Denver, and I'm pulling up Denver. So Denver Metro, and anything in Denver, I'm not pulling up a specific zip code or anything like that.
Sure.
July this year, average price, $629,079. In 1 month, we've jumped about 36,000 to 665,446. And I mean, this blue line right here is showing last year, 2019, but this is what's going on right now in Denver. These can be changed to kind of
Go back to the June. Yeah. Oops. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just going to kind of show you just the whole Denver, the all counties of Denver. It's the same situation. So it is a real mindset that these buyers have to have. They have to have patience, for one.
Okay.
They have to have patience.
All right.
They have to have resilience.
Yep.
And I think it's really, really important. This particular buyer, God bless her, she's got thick skin. She's not getting emotionally attached. I think that's really, really important too, because if you get emotionally attached, you're going like this, up and down, up and down. So for her, she's looking at this, hey, I'm in this for the long haul. I'm going to get this house. But what I told her is like, hey, in the 36,000, we'll go back to Denver or so. Let me pull up Denver. Sorry, my eyes are watering. My allergies are so bad out here. Oh my goodness.
You're doing
with all
great.
These fires we have.
I know.
The air is horrible. So pulling up Denver again. There we go. So when she goes, she's competing with this last offer that she put in. We were just competing against 17 offers.
Oh my God.
And of course, yeah, things that are going extremely over. So again, talk to your agent, whoever that is, and what market you're in. Look at these specifics. But for her specifically, I'm saying, hey, we've got $36,000 here that if we would have maybe added that to a contract last month, you wouldn't be, we wouldn't be here. So you guys as buyers really look at your long-term, look what your goals are, and reach out. We can kind of show you what is going on. This is a supply and demand issue, really.
Yeah.
What do you see?
Well, and go back down to the June button and let's look at the June number.
Okay,
yeah. Yep. Down low.
So here we go. June.
Okay. So June, it was 540. And then that was right when rates dropped down. It was July when rates dropped down into the twos, when you had a 2 left of the decimal. And so if you think 0.5%, which is about what they dropped for most clients, and that's going to buy you 40,000 of this for the same monthly payment. So that helps mitigate this, but it's still an issue of supply and demand, no matter what. So I think that first spike really buyers felt like they could raise their price because rates came down for them and they were able to buy more house. But now this next spike is just pure supply and demand. I mean, it is really just crazy out there. Now, are you finding that some listings maybe are putting a price that's low, not low, let's say, not low, but like maybe just under where, so they can just create that bidding war and that excitement because people are like, wow, here's a good deal and I'm going to go get it because here I am. Tell me about that.
Yes, I agree. And again, this goes depending on where you're looking.
Okay.
Really different areas as you get to in certain parts of suburbs, not as much. Actually, I shouldn't even say that because parts in Franktown, I'm seeing bidding wars. So really look specifically at that neighborhood, what's going on, or that zip code. But again, with this particular buyer or in this area in Denver, yes, I'm feeling like most of the agents are pricing the properties, maybe like if you do a quick CMA, where you're looking at where it maybe should be priced.
Yeah.
But knowing the bidding wars, I mean, they may price it right under and then they're getting bidding wars. So for example, one of the properties priced at $617, that's a list price, sold for I think it was $668. So, again, yes, I do feel that there's a little bit of that going on to create the frenzy, if you will. I mean, I wouldn't want to be on the sell side looking at 17 offers. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's overwhelming. That is just
overwhelming.
From the buyer side, how does a buyer get comfortable paying more than that list price, but that list price may not, obviously it's not a reality. That list price is not a reality because they're, like you said, 617 to 668, there's going to be, right? And so that's just a mindset shift. It's like a paradigm shift of, you're not coming in and getting at 98% of list because list is already, whatever, at 94%. So it's like, you got to get up to 102% to win. So 2 questions actually. What is the mindset of a buyer to be able to say, you know what, you're going to be okay? And I love this chart to help mitigate that. And then 2, what are some strategies for buyers to win offers? Price is a good piece of it, but not all sellers think that price is the end all be all, because they might have 2 very competitive, like one might be 664 and one might be 668, but there's a reason to take maybe the 664 contract or whatnot. So what are you seeing that way?
Absolutely. Well, it's super important that your agent is talking to that listing agent and finding out as much of the motivating factors for that seller as they can to see what those buttons are. Price always plays in somewhere, of course. People want to get what they can, but they may find there's a buyer that is willing to give them an extra month, for example, maybe a rent back or something like that, a free rent back. A lot of those are happening right now as well. So yeah, you really need to know what that, as a buyer, it's kind of unfortunate, but it's like, seller, what is it that they want? What is it that you want? Because let me try to put this contract together in the best way for that seller. So even though when we're working with a buyer as a buyer's agent, it sometimes doesn't seem that way, and I want our buyers to understand, we kind of have to schmooze a little bit, and we have to try to get into a seller's mindset, because again, that's how we are working for our buyers, is to try to put together the cleanest contract. And again, buyers, go in with the best offer you can. Don't mess around with, I think it will, because again, Shannon, you had kind of talked about what is the difference in a payment really with these.
Yeah. So that's a great point. At the rates, when you're getting 2.875 on a 30-year fixed, it's not only, but every dollar counts, right? Every dime counts, we know, but it's $42 per 10,000. So if you got 20,000 over, it's $84 to your monthly payment. Nobody wants to pay an extra $84, but in the big picture, you get the house you want. And here's what I think too, is the houses that are the shiny diamonds and the good locations with the bells and whistles that a lot of buyers want when you've got 17 offers coming in, those properties will be good investments long term. They will also be good to sell long term. You're going to make that up on the backside just because of that they're going to be competitive homes down the road when that time comes as well, right? Right.
I agree. I totally agree. And there's actually, I had a moment, I had a total brain fart because there's something I want to tell you, and the segue there, I lost it, but, I know what it was. The fact that we were also talking about the mindset, looking at a number for what the house is, and then what it sells for. Again, it's what people are willing to pay is what it's worth. When you've got multiple offers, you've got 17 offers, for example, all over asking price, then what does that say? It's worth more than that asking price. So again, it really, it's a appraiser nightmare right now too, because the market is just going up so quickly. But it's like this, I always think of this as us as women. We go to buy a shirt. You have 2 same shirts. You buy one at Neiman Marcus and you buy one at Ross or whatever. It's the exact same shirt, but one's got a higher price on it, label on the sticker, but it's the same property. What is it real, or the same shirt? What is it really worth? It's worth what that person's willing to pay. There's someone that's going to go to Neiman Marcus and pay whatever for it, and then there's someone that's going to go to, so yeah, I don't know if that helps, but it's kind of it's an interesting fact. So some buyers, they need to they should get a taste of what things are selling for, and don't look so much. It's like, okay, they're asking $600 for this. What do you think it's worth? Because you've been seeing what these houses have been selling for that look like this house, have the same kind of upgrades, and they're selling for $660. And it's a hypothetical number right now, but
yeah, absolutely. And I think that too, like we've got right now a gentleman who wants more of a horse property, that outlier property, but you and I have been down the road with him multiple times on multiple offers, and he's always competing. So I don't think that this is discriminating to like Denver alone. It's Highland Ranch is uber competitive. Castle Rock, you go out, like you said, to Franktown, and all of a sudden you've got horse property, and you're in this price point of, this house is quote unquote listed at 825. You did the CMA and you're like, it's a minimum of 848, minimum, like bare bones. And we know it went for more than that. We don't know because it hasn't closed yet, but our buyer didn't get it because they didn't, again, they're coming to that reality. And I think, how many offers do you think a buyer, and not to discourage people, but like I have another buyer who's in that Denver uber competitive market, $600,000 buyer. She has made 6 or 7 offers, I think. And we're not landing them, kind of a thing. So, and now she's finally at that mindset of, okay, I get it. I get that I get it.
That's the keeping the emotions out of it, right?
There you go. Yes.
That's a lot of emotional up and down.
Drop your emotions.
You know it, right when I say, oh, you're going to expect, X amount of, sorry, my dog is getting on my lap right now.
Oh, love it. Hi, baby. Hi.
So anyway, sorry. Boo.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're videoing right here. What was I going to say now with these, we were talking about the horse property. Oh
yeah.
God.
It's okay. So it was I know the dog threw me off too, that that how many offers, before it kind of starts to shift their mind to, okay, I get it. I really do need to come in with my highest and best. I can't mess around. I can't really think about these things either. I don't have time.
Yeah. And as what I was going to say is right when you say that, yeah, you may have to set yourself up for putting in 7 offers and 7 disappointments or 10 Then you have one. I was just talking with one of my colleagues yesterday. God bless her. She has a buyer who they got it. They got it on the first try. And it's just really can be hit and miss, So again, just going in with the right expectations, and heck, go in there thinking, hey, I may have to be at this for a while. I may have to wear some flip-flops so I can get in and out of houses, in and out.
Yes.
But just be in it for the long haul as long as you can, and when it happens, it happens. That's all. And with this buyer, and again, we talked about the horse property as well, because we have buyers that we're working with, and it's been 1.5 years we've been looking. So yeah, don't think it is just stuck to Denver. A lot of people with COVID, when COVID hit, people are wanting to get a little more space, get out in the country. So me being out in Elizabeth, for example, it's booming out here as well. And we're seeing, any kind of acreage is, again, going with multiple offers, over asking. I do see that those properties tend to be priced a little more accurate for the most part. That one we had talked about was a for sale by owner originally. So
a little more of an outlier.
Yep. Leave a lot of money on the table for sale by owners. If you're listening, for sale by owners, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. Yeah. So yeah, they're lucky that they ended up putting that with the realtor. So.
Yeah. Awesome. Any other words of wisdom just to help buyers? And again, this is just part of that education process. We're not trying to be doom and gloom. We're just trying to keep it real, I think.
Absolutely. And Shannon, honestly, again, thanks to CHR and Greg putting these together for us, we look at this every month and we see it. So please feel free to reach out. And this is just average monthly. We look at everything. We look at days on, here's weekly price. You can kind of see what's going on weekly, if you will. Mm-hmm. 600. So there's what, $18,000 jump in a week right here.
Yep. And that's the whole metro area. Like that's everything.
Let's look at Denver again before we hang up, just for a quick
sure.
Look here, Denver, see how that changes. So in a week we went from 582 to 600.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So again, guys, reach out to us and we'll do more of these, because it really is helpful in this market that we're in. Are we in a bubble? All those kind of questions that come up. It's like, look at the history. We can go back.
Yeah. And, and I'll just put this out there too, for anybody, just even if you feel like you've got somebody on your side and whatnot, Marni's happy to hop on a Zoom call and show you these charts, just because she's got easy access to them, and they are just powerful information to help you make a great decision as you're navigating this whole process.
And you know what I just realized, Shannon?
What's up?
I have our little face over here on the right. So if everybody, I've been looking like I'm looking at instead of where the camera's supposed to be, hey, I'm making it real. So I should be looking up here. How are you?
Looking at the charts. So my eyes are down too.
Okay, I'm looking way over here, but I'm really looking.
You know me, so, I'm a number junkie. I love it. Awesome.
I know. These are great. They really are. So thanks so much for hitting the record from our conversation.
Thanks for educating us again. Always. All right.
And Shannon, I'll send some buyers your way. She's awesome. Anyone needing a great lender.
Thanks, Marni.
Bye.